by Mike McWilliams, Upstairs to the Right Music. A few months ago, actually late last year, I did a series called Down the Gibson Rabbit Hole. And I covered three subjects regarding the Gibson mystique, some myths that are out there on the internets about Gibson products, Les Pauls in particular. We talked about the Goodwood era, the so-called Goodwood era. We talked about the long neck and short neck tenon debate. We talked about also relicing. And so the first two parts of that series on the long versus short neck tenon and the section that we did on the Goodwood era, those really got, for my channel being a small one, they got really great responses. But when the relicing one came out, which I thought was funny, I try to put humor in the series. I thought it was pretty funny. But apparently a lot of people didn't. I got a little bit, actually the first strong bit of negative backlash against me for one of my shows. And little did I know at the time that this was a few months before the now known rollout of the Gibson custom shop with the Murphy Labs. Doing the relicing on guitars, and a few other manufacturers are also putting out relic guitars as a part of a custom shop deal. And I really had a bad impression of the idea of relicing. I still do. However, I will temper that today with 2 points that were made to me. But yeah, most of the conversations that were aimed at me were like, hey man, who are you to decide, whether something is cool or not, or things along those lines. Nothing of any substance, like you do me kind of things, which is okay. I said in that video, if you think that buying, paying $2,000 over an already over expensive guitar just to have it reliced is your kind of thing, and I used that slash double neck as an example. It was a beautiful guitar, I'm sure, before they put the chainsaw to it, and you're paying more for you're paying more for that service, that premium, and it just seemed ridiculous to me. And still does. But the points that were brought out to me that were, they were good points, were that Keith Richards really started this idea of doing these, copies of his more used stage guitars. So what Keith Richards would do is he would take in one of his guitars, have it completely duplicated, and he would leave the original at home and he would take that one on tour. And that makes sense to me. If I was a pro musician and I had to take pictures of myself on stage for promotional things like that, and they all wanted you to have a certain guitar, then yeah, that makes sense. It's a lot easier on the insurance rates. It's a lot easier on the artist's mindset in terms of worrying about that particular instrument. So that, in its sense, to get a guitar and to duplicate, relic it to make it look like the original, that makes sense to me. Okay. The second point that was brought up to me is that what if your stage persona demands that you have a relic guitar? To my mindset, let's talk about, like, for example, if you're a punk guy, or whatever, you're not going to look cool walking on stage with a brand new guitar, was the argument, that you're going to want to have something that, if you got torn up, ripped up clothes, you don't want to have a brand new guitar. You want to have something that fits the persona. And that makes sense to me too. But to that, my reply is, well, get a new guitar and personalize it by relicing it yourself. And that's even better because, you didn't pay somebody to do it for you. You did the creative aspect of making it fit whatever it is that image you're trying to put out. And it's a little less posery. Is that a word? I don't want to make it a word. you are saving a lot of money too. Also, you can get a already naturally relic guitar. I have here my 1977 Greco Les Paul copy. You can see that it is naturally relic. So all that 44 years worth of playing. Check the neck out. See that? Neck's been worn down. And this can be had for a song. This is an excellent guitar. I mean, one of these days we're really going to delve into these Maxon UD pickups because they've actually surpassed in preference to me over the Seymour Duncan's Super Distortions from the same period. These sound great. The bridge pickup in particular. But, you know, here on the neck where it's been worn, you know, when I'm playing it, that makes sense because it's natural wear. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, that makes sense to me, you know, that would get worn there like that. So, you know, really, those are my replies to those two situations. If you're a pro musician, then hey, I can dig that. If you want to get a Jimmy Page, you know, custom shop or USA made copy of one of his famous guitars, that makes sense to me too, because it's specifically, you know, Jimmy Page's guitar that you're trying to get a duplicate of. Okay, that makes sense. They have to relic it, of course, to make it look, you know, authentic. But my goodness gracious, you know, the whole idea of taking perfect guitars and just running, you know, the razors across them, sanding, blowtorching, and then paying a premium, saying, here, you know, I screwed up your guitar for you. Here you go. That's an extra $2,000. You know, I'm just not feeling it, and I'm still not. But I thought that, to be fair, we would revisit this subject today because, you know, these 2 points were brought up to me, and they're fair points. I obviously have had rebuttals for both of them, but they are fair points. I can concede the matter on that. So probably not a very popular opinion yet again out of me regarding relicing. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the subject down in the comments section. What do you think? I mean, and this time I will, pro or con, I will respond to you. You know, if it's an argument that makes sense to me. I'm not on the fence. I'm on the side that I think is ridiculous, but I am looking on the other side of the fence to see if anything there makes sense. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. I hope you enjoyed the contents of the show. Each and every one of you subscribers is very important to me. I have 360 as of recording of this. Those are 360 people that I want to say thank you to right now. Why don't you join in with us? Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, then I can start getting paid for this content. I do it for free. I do it out of love. But it would be nice to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button for me. Until the next show, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.